Catch a press.
Yeah,
Press
press.
more. You do hit.
Yeah, that's it. Yes, there you go. That's a good
45
job.
seconds.
Get our legs in. I'm trying to see it.
Welcome to episode 1. Currently on the way to Resurgence MMA right now. Now you might be asking, what am I doing in a video that's longer than like 25 seconds? I'll tell you. So I'm actually doing a docu-series. So something that some of you may not know, I did recently tear my MCL. It was pretty rough. I'm actually very lucky. I'm 22 years old, so I found out it is actually going to heal all on its own. The MCL is an area that gets really good blood flow. But when it first happened, I was pretty worried because they were kind of talking surgery options, looking at 8 months. I was lucky enough to be back now. I'm going on about 5 weeks here. So it's Monday today. We have MMA class, we have gi jiu-jitsu, and then we also have some MMA sparring for today. So I am super stoked for all of that. And moving forward, I'm trying to make more of this long form content. So this year I'm actually debuting in my first ever MMA fight through my great fight team that I have up in Appleton, Resurgence MMA. Currently sitting at about 195 pounds. I idealistically would like to fight at 155 pounds, as that's where I've kind of been comfortable cutting before. I've kickboxed in the past. I have also done a lot of grappling, but I've never had my first official MMA fight. So I'm gonna document this entire process for you guys. A little bit about myself. Again, my name's Mason. I go by Reaper MMA on social media, or based here locally in Wisconsin. I'm a sales leader for a top performing state farm. So I do a lot of sales and marketing throughout the day, and then obviously at night, I go and fight. And I'm just gonna take you guys through the motions of kind of what my daily life looks like, how I make money, how I get to my events, a little bit about my coaches and the staff and the great training partners that I have around me, maybe a little bit on their journey. I just really want a very raw way to document my progress, document the journey to my first fight, and document everything in between. So great news, this is my first year that I officially have sponsorships. I've been training for about 4 years now, very consistently. I've been competitive very consistently. I've had a couple injuries throughout, but with all the money I've spent, with all the work I've put in, I'm finally getting to the point where I actually have some sponsorships. With that being said, we have a lot of great members on the team that are providing phenomenal services here in my local area, and I'm very proud to be able to say that they're supporting my journey. Without that support, quite literally would not be possible. The tournament fees, the sanctioning fees, the equipment, everything really adds up and starts to take a toll on your, household income. I really want to push the limits this year, and now that I've received this sponsorship money, I want to do the absolute most that I possibly can with it. Thus far, I bought an SD card so that I can bring you guys all of this great long-form content in a very raw and authentic way without running out of storage. I've got an entire fight set with my social media on it, as well as just all of my sponsorships. So there's a lot of really cool things that I'm starting to implement this year that I'm really excited to show people and really excited to bring to the general public. I think this is a look at MMA that not a lot of people get all the time. Again, in a very raw form. You always see the victories, you see the knockout shots, you see all of that, but you rarely ever see, hey, I just tore my MCL. This is my very first practice coming back after this MCL injury. You don't always get to see these types of moments. But I'm making this too to commit to myself that, hey, this is what you are doing this year. You got these sponsorships. You had a goal ending 2025. Hey, it might not have ended the way that you would have liked it to, but you still set out for these goals. You still had these things that you wanted to accomplish, and now you have other local community members backing you and on your team. So like I said, this is going to be documenting my very first practice. It is going to be documenting my weight cut from 195 down to 155 comfortably. It is going to give a little bit of insight into my coaching, my gym, and the staff that I put around me. You guys are going to learn a little bit more about some of my sponsorships. So yeah, stay tuned. I can't wait to bring you guys some more stuff. I don't know exactly what this is going to turn into. I'm hoping that I could have a very personal blog with you guys, but this is the very first practice back to Resurgence MMA. So stay tuned, and I am super excited. I literally cannot wait.